Okay, what's poppin', everybody? We are back.
What's up?
How y'all doing?
Greetings, everyone.
Greetings. I miss y'all.
Yes,
As I do all the time. I miss you guys every week.
I was just telling somebody this is like a brunch, like it's like a Sunday brunch to me.
Very much a brunch
but
vibe.
yeah.
I look forward to it. I have my wine and I'll be ready.
Me too.
Oh yeah. Well, I'm doing water today because I've had a long week. But speaking of brunch, how was your brunch last week, Sean?
It was good. It was nice. That was like my first official week of self-care. Like I said, I've been trying to really like manage my time a little bit more because I do a lot of different things. So now that I've started implementing that, my skin is glowing and all that stuff. So I'm starting to, see the results of that.
Love that.
Yeah, you look good. You look like you're chiseling out.
Yeah,
right,
thank you.
You really do.
I've been spending more time in the gym, self-care.
Oh, I'm just doing more water. I haven't really got the gym part yet. I've been doing hot yoga, but I've been, it's cool. It's a start.
And the water too. Yeah, like it'll
get
help
back in the gym tomorrow.
Yeah. Miles, you were a fan favorite last week.
Yeah, last week was interesting because I don't know. I feel like I got a mixed reception. I feel like people see me as this spiritual or like easygoing, just go with the flow. I accept everything, and I do accept everything and most things, but I feel like part of being non-binary is being able to be in black and white, and I was in white or black last week and I had a stance and I stuck with it. I really wasn't a fan of that guy because he's telling me I'm his third option, the type of person I am. There's the cis, the trans, and then the boy who's a little more on the femme side, maybe naturally, physically to him, whatever. So I know I'm that third option he's talking about. And he's here telling me what he likes and what he wants, but he's 29, doing porn as a hobby. Just get out of my face. And I don't want the young kid in middle school. What are the gay kids coming out to in middle school? Like, what's the point of coming out if this is what you're coming out to? I won't accept that standard, and I don't want that to be the standard anymore of just down low men bringing their down low behaviors and not really knowing, or just confusingness over here to me. I wasn't a fan of it. So, but last week was interesting. But I like the guy. He's cool. I agree with his sexuality, or I don't care to disagree. I mean, anyways. How are you, Jelon?
You took your stance, though.
You should.
I mean, coming over here being an F-boy. He's an F-boy. Don't bring that over here. I'm your third option, baby. You were never my first. That should not be anyone. If you're openly in your sexuality and you are who you are, and he is who he is, but I feel like gay people deserve a little more than that confusingness. And so there's some gay people who want that, and that's fine. But I just want to set different standards, and people can go with that if they want. I don't accept that. Even though, I just don't accept that. Yeah.
But for me, my week has been pretty cool. I mean, the past month or so hasn't really been so well for me, but this past week definitely made up for it. It's been a lot of good shit going on. I don't want to speak on too much yet because I don't want to jinx myself, but so far so good though. Like, man, I'm coming up, so yeah, it's been a good week. Yeah,
that's good.
Yeah,
that's good.
Good
all you guys sound like you had a better week than me. I had a good week too. Like, honestly, I did have a good week, but as you guys know, I don't know if you guys seen that Kirk Franklin story that I did. Was a lot of energy.
I know.
So I had to take a couple of days off. I was like, you know what, I will come back on Boys Chat the first day of spring. New energy, new week. But typically when those stories happen like that, like you get an influx of energy in front of the camera, behind the scenes. It's just a lot. And so there's times where you have to like totally detox because it's like the comments, the opinions, the this, and you got the naysayers and the haters and the people, it was so much people they were like, we hope he gets sued. Mind you, by the way, I haven't got any paperwork. Yeah, like I'm not getting sued, but they're like, I hope he gets sued and he should do this and he should do that. And then you have people saying that, I would have never put this out. And you got other content creators pretending like they wouldn't have put it out, but you wouldn't put it out because you didn't get it. You know what I mean? Like shit like that.
They wouldn't have put it out because they didn't have the balls to be able to do it and take the backlash. I mean that too.
Yeah, or they just didn't have the tea. Period.
They didn't have the tea. They didn't have the tea. That's what it was. They didn't have the tea, so they was going around trying to push it like the tea was fabricated. And one thing about me that I don't like, I don't lie. I don't have a reason to lie. I would not, especially in a matter like that. I would never get up there and fabricate some audio, things like that. Just stuff like that. And then you have other content creators that are just fake and phony, like ones that I cannot stand. But I'm not even going. I don't care to beef. But there's some people on this platform and just in general that are the most phony people, and literally they will try to do everything that they can not to credit you. And so behind the scenes, there was even some people that have been covering this story that they didn't want to reference me, so they were hitting up the source to get the audio so they could do it around me, as if they were sent the audio too. So then you wouldn't have to say like, Armand put this out.
Heck?
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So bro, it's a dirty game. Like these people,
They go
it's a
far.
dirty game. Yeah.
I mean, but dates usually speak for themselves. So if you put it out first, then I mean, what they gonna say? I put it out first, so.
Yeah, but if they have a larger platform, then they can kind of run with a narrative like, oh yeah, I got the tea.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, we're here and we got some more draining shit to discuss today. But you know what? I mean, it's a topic. So you guys have been researching it. So which one of you boys want to go ahead and take the lead? What we talking about first? We got two major topics: Little Mama and the Chinese.
Yes.
I think we should talk about the Asians first.
Okay.
The Chinese.
Well, that's what it is.
So to clarify, so when we say Asians, we're including Chinese, Japanese, like everyone of the Eastern, right?
Asian descent.
I feel like someone who's not included a lot is the Southeast Asian kind of people. Are those the Indian type people?
Yeah, a lot of people don't know they're Asian too.
Yeah, the Indians, like they're not really always included or thought of when discussing Asians. So I figured I should say that. So I was on Grindr the other day, and you guys all know, to me, it's like another social network. So I was on Grindr just seeing what's up, and immediately pops up Stop Asian Hate. It was like this thing. It says, we are devastated by the rise in violence against the Asians, etc., etc. I was like a little annoyed, clicked it off, whatever. Then I go on Twitter, I see a fellow content creator on Twitter who posts this Stop Asian Hate thing from Grindr and talks about, if y'all didn't think Asians were discriminated on, here you go, and post that picture, the screenshot from the Grindr. Asians were put in a category, and even today, we still are. There was a time where no fats, no femmes, or Asians was a thing. Gays, our community, denied a whole race, stop the discrimination. So basically what this guy is saying is Asians are discriminated on the most, specifically in the gay community. Not, black, white, Hispanic, just Asians in the gay community, not with the straight population. He says, it's my opinion, but I've said it once and I'll say it again. In the gay community, Asian men are looked down upon the most. Honestly, to me, Asian men are put in a box. Every gay man sees us as the twink, smooth power bottom. If we are anything but, we are not liked. Okay, so basically he's saying they're seen as hyper feminine, maybe. And I'm trying to figure out, how is this more than what black people experience? But maybe in the gay community specifically, it's different because maybe black guys are looked at as more masculine and hot. But at the same time, when you're not a masculine black guy, where does that leave you, So I don't really understand what he's saying. I feel like at this point, it's semantics and everyone goes through something. Even white people experience things that are seen as like negative towards the race, whether it's being a redneck or liking mayonnaise. I hear that going around. So at this point with the Asian hate, it just seems like now we're doing tit for tat. Everybody has something that they can talk about, which is fine. It's just, I don't have the passion I do for black people.
Well, I'm going to tell you what I feel like. I agree that I definitely don't have the same passion as I would for black people. I mean, because, we're black, so it is what it is. But at the same time, I do agree with what they're saying to some extent, because I don't know of too many people that go after an Asian unless they want like a twink. And I'm just being honest with that. Like, it's not the first pick. It really isn't. I don't know of too many people that feel that way unless they're also in the Asian culture. Then, of course, they have a tendency to go ahead and get together with one another. But as far as somebody jumping into like a whole different race and picking the Asian out of the other races, I don't see that. So I do agree with what he's saying to some extent.
Most definitely.
I disagree. Okay. I don't think that, for one, I've never really heard too much. I mean, like, like Mal said, everyone kind of has like discriminations and stuff, or is discriminated against. Who a lot of people are discriminated against. But however, I really just don't. I never really heard too much of the Asian hate thing. You know what I'm saying? Like I really haven't. Like when I seen it the other day, it was like a shock to me, honestly. Don't know
Me
where it
too.
came from. You know
I was like, what?
Yeah, I was like, where's this coming from? And I was trying to find like, I mean, of course, I was seeing little snippets of like violence, but I didn't really know it was like a thing. Like it was really like a.
Where's the
something
Mexican?
Really, like, okay.
You know I'm bad at that. Cutting people off. Where's the Mexican hate campaign? Sorry. I didn't see that. And there was a whole Trump in office.
Facts.
You know?
When it comes to,
I don't know.
I'm just sharing the post. Oh, go ahead, guys. Go ahead.
I just feel like when it comes to the Asian hate campaign or whatever, like when it comes to that, just in general, I feel like it has a lot to do with what you see maybe in porn, because in porn you don't really see like a buff Asian dude. A lot of gay men tend to want a more masculine guy, and a lot of times you will see in those kinds of movies the Asian is considered the twink or somebody that's on the feminine
but
side.
honestly, I really think that you feed into like the stereotype. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of us have stereotypes,
Okay. But I'm not saying that I'm feeding into the stereotype. I'm saying that.
But you said you like agree, and it's kind of like.
I agree that it's a stereotype. Yes, that's what I'm saying.
But you said you agree with it. You said you agree.
I agree that it's a stereotype. So that means that I agree that it is something that people are attached to. That is something that people assume. So it's not to say that I agree. I don't have to agree. I don't have to agree with the stereotype. What I'm saying is, honestly, I don't see anything wrong with an Asian or anything of that nature. I don't think that they're below the black person, the white person, or whatever. They just, their options. They're just a different color of the rainbow. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't see why they should rank a certain like the last because of ultimately stereotypes. So
I don't agree with that guy's opinion because but I'm in California, so and being in San Francisco.
So we're speaking from different places. That could be another thing too.
There's more Asian.
Everybody loves an Asian. They love a Chinese boy. Everybody out here, even the black hetero men, they love a Vietnamese woman. You know what I mean? It's this. Everybody's got a slant, cheeky-eyed lover. You know what I mean? Like you go like that. You go out here in San Francisco, the Bay Area, the Chinese, the Asians, whatever you want to refer. They're winning. The black boys go get them a Chinese boyfriend. The Mexican boys get them an Asian boy. The white guys go get them a hot Asian guy. Yeah. So I don't understand that because I don't see that.
I feel like it would really depend on where that person is from. Where is that person from? Because for me, in the area that I live in Texas, like nobody's looking for an Asian person.
Okay, this guy's a top.
I could see that.
So like, where is he from?
I don't know where he's from, but he looks.
I'm in a red state.
He looks, he's like, maybe your skin tone, but probably lighter than you a little bit, Sean. Mm-hmm. So he's not super dark, but he's not super light either. But maybe in the Asian culture, he is darker. But that's not even what he's talking about. He feels like he's seen as, he's a top, so he feels like he's seen as more feminine. So I'm guessing they experience the opposite that we experience. Like, black men are seen as more masculine, and then Asian men are seen as more feminine. I mean, cry me a river, right?
I don't even pay attention to Asian men, so I don't even get into it like that.
That's not my preference. That's what I don't even.
I think you guys are proving his point. Oh my God! Now you guys are talking about preferences.
No, but it's just like it's not even on my. It's not even on my radar. Like I don't even pay attention.
They're like
they can be on my radar, but I'm not saying they like.
But you don't go seeking
But no, I would seek just as much as I would seek anybody else. Like if
there are lots of masculine Asians.
It's not more or less. I really don't. I don't want to get into preferences, but it's like.
So what I'm what I'm saying is that like I wouldn't go seeking one. But if I think whoever I end up with is who I end up with. It is what it is.
Doesn't that sound weird to you though? Like
it does.
I mean, I know what you mean though. But I don't go seeking any race. I don't seek any race.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
But a little bit of it sounds like a little bit of opportunistic. But this sounds like an opportunistic conversation. Given the fact that, the Chinese people have been killed in it. Where's that? Atlanta? Like 7 Chinese people were just killed in the spa. Then the woman in San Francisco was attacked. So this whole Stop Asian Hate movement is coming along. Now there's this gay guy that's saying that Asian people are now in the gay community, being looked upon and discriminated against all of a sudden. Where was this energy the most? Where was this energy before all this Asian hate stuff started to happen? I've never heard of this before. You know what I mean? The bigger conversation is it our fight to protect the Chinese and Asian Americans?
We got to protect ourselves first. Like,
they don't look twice.
Gotten to the point
they don't protect us.
Ourselves. No, and they don't. They don't
look twice. Aren't they like the top minority? Aren't they? That's their depiction.
They reach out and they seek the top minority, which would be more so, of course, white people. They reach out to that because that's what they want to be, and I think that because of that, we do get discredited because we are a minority.
All in all, I don't want nobody to be treated like differently, though. But at the same time, I wouldn't go out of my way to protect them because they wouldn't do the same for us.
And Chinese, and I'm specifically talking about the Chinese, because this is where Chinese people are being Chinese. Because we're saying Asian hate, but it's the Chinese people being attacked. It is. Even in San Francisco the other day, I was shopping. The stores have to close early because they're predominantly Chinese out there, and they have to get home before dark because they're being attacked.
What?
And typically Chinese people, and I know this because I went the other day to go get my manicure, and she was telling me in there, she was like, I'm not really worried, but she was like, Chinese people work in spas, Vietnamese people work at the nail salons. So anytime you see, you go to a nail salon, those are Vietnamese people. The Chinese are the ones that work at the spas. So the spas are being attacked. Now, maybe a lot of people don't know that. Yeah, so the spas are being attacked. Those are Chinese people. So I'm not just saying Chinese to be funny. The Chinese people are being attacked. Okay. Now, some people may be falling into that because people don't know Vietnamese versus the Chinese, but specifically the Chinese people are being targeted and attacked and, being bullied and being murdered. And so the question is it our job to protect them on, the moral standpoint? I feel like, sure, it is our job to at least have their back because we will want them to be out there standing for us when our Black Lives Matter and things of that. Now, for me personally, as a person, I don't really give a damn because those are some of the rudest people to me in my life. I feel like they are always very nasty, very rude.
Always talking shit, but we never know.
You can ask
always
them a
assuming
question.
That we're broke.
Yes, or you could even be talking to them and they won't even answer you. Or they'll respond with no. Or just blatantly ignore you. I swear
or
God,
talk about you in their language in front of you.
But we would never understand it.
Right. Yeah, I don't
we
like
would
that.
never really know. You know what I'm saying?
That's the negative side. Yeah.
I mean, and I'm not prejudiced or racist at any point, but I don't like dealing with a lot of them because they're rude. And I'd be ready to cuss one of them. I remember one time I went to the store. I was trying to buy my wig, and the man was sitting at the front. He owned the store with his wife, the hair store. They own all the hair stores. So he goes, and I said, "Hi, I'm happy. I'm going to go buy me a wig for a skit." The man looked dead at me like this, and I said, "Hi." So I got so irritated. I said, "Hi." And he still hated.
What?
Like, you're that rude.
They really move like that.
They do. And then don't be in the car or don't be walking or don't have one of them trying to cross the street or something. They'll just walk right in front of the car.
Don't even looking, don't even care.
Don't give a fuck. Like, I just be like, are you serious? And then don't be, but see, I don't want to push about the stereotype. I just saying,
it's unfortunate.
But they feel some type of way about Black people. And not to mention too,
but get that
this was brought to my attention
from Black people.
And then this also triggered me. In Hong Kong, they had a whole museum. This doesn't exist anymore. But remember, never forget, they had a museum catered towards Black people and animals. Comparing us.
Is that an ape? See, look.
So I don't know if this is my fight.
Wow.
See, for me, it's the ape, and then it's the fact that we got multiple different animals alongside just Black people.
Every different.
Like, I don't like that. That's not it.
Do you think it's just like the older Asian people, or is it the young ones too? Because I feel bad because I don't think a lot of the young Asians are out here being
Yeah, I feel like it's the older ones, the ones that are more rooted in that traditional kind of mindset. Yeah.
So that's
Let's not
unfortunate
be
because
oblivious though. You know, like your parents can, teach you certain things that's passed
yeah,
down to their kids.
but in America,
I know,
we have
I
a
know it can be a little
rebellious
different.
spirit.
Yeah.
In America, we have a rebellious spirit. And we kind of go away from our parents.
I mean, I feel like it's a 50-50 because you have some that will, and then you got some that stay rooted in that, which is unfortunate.
Right, most
I
definitely.
mean, I can see that. Yeah.
That's crazy.
I'm glad they took that down because that ain't it.
Yeah, that's not it.
I don't
Did
know
they
who
take it
thought
down,
that
or was
shit
the
up.
exhibit just over?
No,
Did they take
it was
Oh,
removed
okay.
because it was controversial and people was going off. The Chinese people in Hong Kong, where they were going, or the black people in Hong Kong were pissed. But even with the COVID, now I don't have all the facts on this, and I didn't have time to pull it up. But even with the COVID, remember they were saying it was something I had heard that they were coming at the black people.
Treated.
Yeah, like they were treating black people like shit out
Tell them
there.
to get out.
And I believe that they would because
Yes.
even in China, like they don't even like women, so they're damn sure not gonna like black people.
But there was a point in time when COVID first started because they said that it originated in the Asian parts of like China or whatever, that people were beginning to get discriminated against because of where it originated from. So they were getting beat up. I don't know if that's around that same time that we were talking about earlier, but that started too. Their own kind of discrimination.
The murders that I was talking about?
Well, because of where people believe that COVID-19 came from.
Well, that's what I feel like because I'm like, well, why? I feel like that's why that would be the only reason why. Why are we all of a sudden they're attacking Chinese people?
They're making it seem like that was just the tipping point. Like that just made everything kind of too much. Like they were already getting discriminated against, which they do. But I feel like at that point, all races do.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, what are we doing?
But you're right. I feel like once COVID-19 hit, it was like, and then after that, it put them to the forefront. And that's what could have caused all that violence. Because I mean, to be honest with you, black people should be in the forefront, but we've been fighting this for a long time, so it seems more normalized.
It is normalized.
Whereas with Asians, it's like, okay, COVID-19, this is at the forefront.
Right. That's probably why Asians don't even look twice at our problems, because they come here and they see it's been going on. Like, this is just how their country is.
Yes.
Oh, no.
So, yeah, I don't know. So, is it our fight? I mean, because I got some Asian homies, I feel like. Filipino, though.
That's the thing. That's why I say I feel bad, because I know the young kids, I know they're not out here doing that. Like, I'm going to always stand up for who I can stand up for. But, yeah. I mean, I'm not going to a march or anything like that. I mean...
Right.
I don't do that type of style.
But is it wrong for them to expect, or for us to expect that they should be out on the, marching for us, they don't
gotta march they don't gotta march for us. They could keep it. We've been doing it long enough.
Right.
I think that as long as you respect the other culture, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, as long as you respect us, we good. Like, you don't have to march for us or nothing. Because I'll be honest with you, like, I feel like we still have a lot of work to do as black people first before we start reaching out to other people. Once we figure out what works to get into the majority's heads, then we can start reaching out in that kind of way. But as far as that, like, I'm not going to hate you, but I don't need you to march either.
Yes.
Okay. Well, let's move on to our Stop Asian Hate. But we decided that it's not our fight.
Right.
It's not.
Yeah.
Unless you want it to be.
But it ain't my fight.
Unless you want it to be.
Yeah, but I don't feel like it's my fight.
Right, me either.
Not right now.
Especially with the way they act.
A lot of work to do.
No.
Okay.
Right.
The tone of them.
We got enough going on in our community, especially us as gay people, then us as black gay people, black gay men, and within our heterosexual versus our brothers and sisters and the black women so we got our own issues in our own community, and we're gonna address a little bit of that right now. All right. So who wants to take the lead on this?
Okay, so I'll go ahead and do that. So Little Mama is under fire right now because of her comments having to do with saying that she wants to start some kind of heterosexual rights movement. So she's saying that she wants to start an anti-gay bullying movement because she feels like gay people do just about as much bullying as straight people do to gay people. And she feels like they need to be protected, so she's starting this movement up. Now, she's been under fire since like 2009 when she was on America's Best Dance Crew. And she said some stuff, I mean, even since back then, but this, I don't know, like I saw that and I was like, girl, sit down. Like,
Okay, so let's read this here. Lil Mama says she's going to start a heterosexual rights movement following transphobic comments. She got fan backlash for a post as well as for transphobia she reportedly showed on America's Best Dance Crew. Rapper Lil Mama said she plans to start a heterosexual rights movement against bullying from queer people. In an Instagram post last week that followed Zaya Wade's interview with the First Lady Michelle Obama, the growing up hip hop Atlanta starlet reposted a tweet that read, "So children are too young to smoke cigarettes, too young to drink alcohol, too young to get a driver's license, too young to go to a club, too young to gamble, too young to rent a car, but old enough to cut off their genitals and or change their gender." Thinking emoji. This is insanity, America. She appeared to refer to trans identities as a depopulation at any cost. Okay. After receiving backlash for the post and her fans bringing up what they described as a previous transphobic comments when she was a host on America's Best Dance Crew, Little Mama has spoken out. This is what she said. Let's grab it right here. Oh, I actually have it right here. Boom. I'm about to start a heterosexual rights movement, anti-LGBTQ bullying. Y'all fight so hard to be respected, and some of you not at all.
Come on.
Get a kick out of bullying people for having an option, how they dress, how their hair and or makeup looks, how much money they have, etc. There are so many people afraid to give their honest opinion because if they do, the LGBTQ plus will hear what they want to hear and take statements out of context. I don't have to prove myself by reminding people that I have loved ones of the LGBTQ community. That sounds like a white woman saying I could say nigger because I got a black best friend.
Right, exactly.
When I speak, I cannot stand that. When I speak, I'm not trying to hurt anyone. I'm just trying to speak my truth just like you. All right, so let's take it back.
Yo.
And next time you try to pull a stunt like that, just try to hold it. Leomi, it's unacceptable. Come on. You always have to remember your truth. You were born a man.
Oh,
I just feel that even though you're
wait a minute.
Ma'am,
you gotta bring that back.
Run that back.
you were born a man. Try to hold a stunt like that, just try to hold it.
She ain't been popping
Leomi,
since
it's
her nipple.
unacceptable. Come on. You always have to remember your truth. You were born a man. I just feel that even though you're the face for transgenders, you're the face for America right now so people can get it and then move on.
A guy runs into a tranny and she says, "Hi, my name is Amanda." And he starts to date her. And then later on, he finds out that she's a tranny. He can't get mad, right? Because she did say she was a man. Duh. Well,
so if I was dating this guy, right?
Okay.
Right.
Oh, that's the video.
Lil Mama is a fool. That's all I got to say. Like,
who wants to go first? Because I have a lot to say, but you guys can go ahead.
Honestly,
how do y'all feel? Just let it out.
Not good.
I feel like she shouldn't be able to. Right. I feel like she shouldn't be able to have an opinion on something that she's not even like invited to. Like she's not even at the table. So like, why are you trying to have such like a strong stance on it? You know what I'm saying? It kind of reminds me of men having such a strong involvement on like women having abortions and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like we really don't understand that. You have no like relation. You have no correlation to that at all. So yeah, I feel like a lot of straight people, not all, but a lot of straight people always they feel ostracized for not having their own secular group in society. You know what I'm saying? To where they can express their feelings or thoughts, whatever. But I don't know. I just feel like it'd come off as like slick homophobic in a way. You know what I'm saying? Like
my problem with that is they have the whole world. But go ahead.
Yeah, why can't you just say what you have to say, but like with respect? You know what I'm saying? To whoever. We have these because we are like ostracized from, from the GP. You know what I'm saying? We're clearly a lot different from everybody else. So we made our own groups, but y'all are the GP, so it's like a little different. It's like white people trying to have their own, you know what I'm saying?
I'm open to her giving her opinion. I'm open to her saying what she has to say because I do believe we are an interdependent species and we're like all connected in some crazy way that we can't see. So I think it's normal to like talk about other groups of people and like have those discussions. And yeah, maybe to our society standards, it's not right to talk about other groups, but we want people to understand. And I do think that the depopulation agenda thing is interesting because some might think that's crazy to talk about or wonder about. But in only in 29 years, we're perceived to be at 10 billion people. We just got to 1 billion people like 218 years ago. We just got to 1 billion people. So our population is growing very fast. And we're able to, the things that cause population growth are the things that are hurting us too because they're not sustainable. You know, the way we survived and have created population growth is also very unsustainable living. So the companies in power, you know, they don't want to change their ways, I'm assuming. I just think it's an interesting, you know, I can't say anyone's right or anyone's wrong. You know, I think it's an interesting perspective. And do I think there's a depopulation agenda? I don't know, but I do think our population is growing out of control, and a depopulation agenda is not some crazy like, oh my God, how dare she say that this is a depopulation agenda? How could that even be real? Because people aren't understanding that in 29 years, we're projected to be at 10 billion people. So I think that's important to know.
But I think even when we start talking about our depopulation agenda, like don't put that on the fact, oh, people are becoming trans or gay people. They're part of this agenda. No, bitch, I'm myself. Don't try to put those kind of narratives. Like, I don't know, it's the undertones for me because all that is always comes that kind of undertone depopulation. All that comes from a homophobic space for me. I've only heard that in a negative space.
It comes from an awareness space, I think, because people think there's something else going on other than this, what's on the surface. I think it comes from a space of awareness, and it's like, it's not because you're gay. It's just because, like, maybe they're manipulating things. Maybe they are putting things in people's faces and manipulating things and making feelings feel really intense. I don't know, but just people are questioning things, and I don't want to shame people for questioning the world around them.
I can see that. But what I was going to say is that I feel like maybe Lil Mama is speaking from her own experience because let's face it. I mean, a lot of people compare her to Bow Wow. It is what it is. So people are already assuming that she's kind of like masculine, although she is a female. So I'm sure that there are a lot of people maybe in her DMs or something like that may have commented on her appearance. And so she's trying to distance herself from that while probably trying to gain some clout. I'm just thinking as if I'm Lil Mama. Now, do I think that it's okay? No, I don't think it's okay. I feel like society already has that standard of anti-gay. Like, we've already been that. So for her to try to create some kind of club or some kind of group dedicated to that, I feel like she's going to get a lot of people that just don't like gay people in general. Right. You know, like you're starting to influence us in the opposite direction. Yeah, like it's inappropriate. But I feel like she started that based off of her own experience. You know, it's not our fault that you look masculine. You know what I'm saying? Play into those features. You know what I'm saying? Lean into that.
Yeah, she made points, but it's the anti-LGBTQ bullying. Like, let's be very clear.
Awareness thing. I don't think it's only.
It's very clear how she feels.
It is clear.
But let's be clear on one thing, because we can live in the gray, or we can live in the reality of the fact that a lot of straight people feel like they say one thing about us, and if we don't agree, we immediately think that they're homophobic. I don't feel like that's the case all the time. I feel like, though, you can tell when a person is having an opinion rooted in, thought-provoking conversation, or just this how they feel. And you can tell when somebody is trying to be nasty or trying to be shady or trying to be homophobic. You can feel a homophobic
undertone.
Yes,
it is.
It is.
I did catch a live stream she did, and it seemed like a conversation with someone else based in trying to just question things. They were just questioning what was going on. They're just questioning everything that's happening. I don't find questioning being homophobic. I feel like maybe, I don't believe that necessarily that's the depopulation agenda, but they do, so they're just questioning it,
Well, I think it's one thing when you are questioning something, and it's another thing when you're taking action. She is taking action and starting a group. Yeah. Like, that's different. Like, now
what group is she starting? A straight alliance?
I told you, it's the anti-LGBTQ bullying group. So saying, LGBT, anti-LGBTQ bullying group. So basically, like, you guys can't bully us straight people. We should be able to talk. And every time we say something like, you shouldn't have an opinion, or you shouldn't feel like, it's homophobic.
Well, I do think they should be able to talk.
Be able to outright and say it, though. They should outright and be able to say it. Not why you need a group.
Don't they already have the right to talk? I'm confused.
Right.
But she's trying to reaffirm.
Right. That is clout chasery.
Like, no.
Which comes to a homophobic undertone. Like,
yes, because my thing is this, and this is really what pisses me off at the grand scheme of things, because it's like people think that we have all these rights. They think that straight people feel like they can't do anything, like gay people run everything, and that's totally untrue. Like, there's so many times gay people, first of all, we can't be in the forefront of sports because we're gay. We're not really at the forefront of music, hip hop culture. I'm just going to talk black. We can't even be in the forefront of hip hop, media, anything, because why? Straight people are not ready to see gay people in those positions. So guess what we have to do? We only get in through being a publicist, an assistant, a gay best friend, a hairdresser. We're not at the forefront. We are not the powers at be. But straight people try to make it seem as though like we have control over everything without realizing we are literally living in a straight world. You own the world. We have to conform to what the straight people say is normal in order to pass through this life. So for us to feel some type of way because you might make a comment, like, don't take that right away from me, because we don't have a lot of rights in general. And so all we're trying to do from my perspective is protect the few rights that we do have, because we have to walk this straight and narrow path just to be successful in life. Like, there's so many of us that have to conform to this heterosexual normative of the way of living in order to make a living. So I just feel like it's unfair.
I feel like would it be appropriate for us to say anti-black bullying, creating an anti-black bullying movement? Like, I don't feel like that'd be appropriate, because we've been through situations like that before. Like, when it comes to being gay, when it comes to being black, when it comes to being a minority, we have been through the struggle enough. So we do need to continue to increase and raise our voice and awareness and stuff like that. So for her to do that, it's like you're trying to shut us up.
Why is it okay? Why is it okay? And then I see other people, I see content creators, I see people agreeing with this and wanting to push this, right? But my other issue is, because this was really burning me up. It's like, okay, we can protect black people. We black, I'm with it. We can get down to protect women. We got feminist groups. Then we get into protect black women. It's all of that. You know what I mean? Let one of us say something about a black woman up here. We're colorist and racist in a minute. You know what I mean? You can't say anything about a black woman, right? But then as soon as it trickles down to protect the gay people, well, if we disagree with something, all of a sudden we're just in our feelings and we think everything is homophobic. You try saying something about a black woman. You try saying something about a black person. Let a white person make an offensive black person joke. Black people, gay, straight, white, man or female, we going in. White people can't just come out and say no black joke. And gay people can't just come out and say no black women joke. So why should straight people just be able to have these opinions on gay people and not be checked? I don't think that that's right, because everybody else has their group that they're going to ride hard for, and they're going to be outside, protesting it. Right. You say something about a black woman, and don't let her be dark skinned, baby, you're getting burnt down. You say something, let an Asian person or a Chinese, Mexican person say something about black people. Us black people, we are going in. It's canceled. They losing their job. It's everything. You say something about gay people, the gay people come after you. Oh my God, the LGBT, they always are trying to cancel somebody. Girl, it's the same thing.
I feel like, to be honest, on a business standpoint, she burned her own bridge, because there's one thing that I will say about gay people. Like, we are the most accepting community because we've had to endure the most. So we could have really helped and supported her, but that kind of comment, that kind of throws it off. So you could have really worked with us, but what you're saying is working against us. And that but
I'm sure she's aware of that, though, while making those comments. I'm sure she's aware the gay community is a powerful community, and I don't help her music.
The last thing she did when she was up on the stage and shit like that, she didn't realize it was a problem until after.
Well, wasn't that years ago, though?
She was just at a ball,
but it doesn't she doesn't really think about the impact of what she's doing. Like,
I think she does. I think she just wants to say this. Like, genuinely, I genuinely think, okay, maybe it was, okay, people are homophobic, right? But I think in that position, they're able to question things. It allows them to question what's going on around them versus when we're in it, we can't really question it because we're in it living day to day. You know, it's normal for us. So we're not going to question our reality because this is our reality, but they're on the outside. They're able to see it from a different perspective. And I think it's all right to question it. I don't think they should not be questioned, not be checked, but I think it's also all right to question what's going on. And is there a depopulation agenda? I don't think that's the depopulation agenda. I think it's other things, or I don't even think there's a depopulation agenda. Maybe there is one in play. I don't know. But there's a reason why there could be a depopulation agenda because our population is going through the roof.
But where's her feeling of this coming from? Because they called you Little Bow Wow? Because
that's where it's coming from.
We got to look at the history. We got to look at the history. We got to look at the history. I'm gonna be honest with you. Let's just put it all out there. Bad bitches. I never have a problem. Black. Let's talk about black women. I never have a problem with pretty bad bitches like that. You know what I mean? I never have. True. You know, I never have that problem. It's always the ugly bitch. It's always the insecure bitch. It's always the masculine, manly looking bitch that feels some type of way about my motherfucking presence, bitch. You know what I mean? But pretty bitches never feel some type of way about gay people. It's always the bitch that's been compared to a transgender. It's always the bitch that's not that cute. You know, that's feeling. It's always the bitch that maybe fuck the DL nigga that's hurting. You know, pretty bitches. I just feel like pretty bitches, rich bitches. Those girls that really get it, they don't feel away. They love us, but it's always an undertone with certain type of women that want to call out a transgender for being a man. Like she was doing this way back then. You got to remember your truth, Laomi. You're a man. What did that have to do with America's Best Dance Crew? What truth is she remembering? Then you got another video talking about if a man is with a tranny and this and another. You see, like, that's that competition.
But it's just like the same conversation we're having a couple weeks ago with the trans and in sports. Like at the end of the day, like what you guys were saying, or someone was saying, where I guess we all agree that that's still a biological male underneath all that. So that's what she said.
I feel like that's her attempt to try to separate herself from what people compare her to, because people have compared her to Lil Bow Wow. They have compared her to a man. So she's making those comments to separate herself from that. So that's not her.
Well, maybe she feels a little more entitled to say these things because you guys do, or people do compare her to having masculine features.
She feels more entitled because she feels as if, okay, she's a woman, so I'm separating myself.
It's always a mad bitch that try to come for the gays. It is.
That's true.
It's always a mad bitch.
And this really just might be how she feels, though. It might not even be because, you know what I'm saying, like, you know, how she, you know, the comparison she's gotten, but this really just might be how she's felt. And clearly she felt like this 10 years ago. So maybe she's just genuinely felt like this, you know what I'm saying? And she just tries
she's trying to match it.
She's genuinely asking questions because it's 2020, 2021. There's a lot going on. People are asking questions.
Look,
I'm with Sean.
We can play that.
There's an undertone. She's upset. She's been called. She even came out and said it. She was like, "How am I homophobic?" Remember? They said I look like Little Bow Wow, so I guess I'm transgender too.
Wow.
You don't remember? She said that.
Her being upset.
I didn't know she said that.
Her feelings are hurt.
Her being upset probably opens the door for her to ask these certain questions. Yeah. I seen a live stream with her. I'm just saying she wasn't coming off hateful. She was coming off questioning and wanting to know more and just like, are you like just wanting to know
why?
Because
you don't have to it's not even your life. Why?
No. She believes there's a depopulation agenda. That's why. And to her, that's a big, serious thing. To me, I could care less. I mean, depopulate me, whatever.
It has to start with transgender and gay people, right?
No. Well, from her mouth, that's what she said. Yes. So
that's the only way we can do it.
No. Honestly, that's not the only way. Because when I seen the live stream, that's not the only way that was discussed. They talked about food, water, air, and sexuality, all types of facets of life.
I'm not letting her out.
I think that you're speaking from your perspective because, I mean, if you were to say something, anything close to that, I feel like you wouldn't be as judgmental. You wouldn't be as harsh or biased. She is being biased. This is something that she's been doing since 2009 and probably even before that. Like, she is speaking from a certain place and people have always compared her to a man. So she's going to be like that because she's trying to separate herself from that when I feel like, again, like I was saying in the beginning, she should have leaned into it. Like, lean into that. We could have helped you. But now you're saying all these comments to try to separate yourself. Like, it's coming from a hurt place. She didn't want
the help. I don't think she wanted the help. Like, she knows the power of the gay community. She sees what they do.
Too late now.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not. And even let's just say she was the minority, and she was just speaking for understanding, and she's going to start this group because she felt like she couldn't speak. We all know on here, we all have good goddamn common sense that's only going to garner an audience of transphobic and homophobic women and men.
Right.
That hate gay people, and they're all gonna join that group. But yeah, I can't. They are, and guess what? The first thing that they're gonna say is they want to be women. They want to be us so bad. They want to take the women out. They want to replace us.
That is true.
It's a competition. That's why some of these women that feel some type of way, they be feeling like, have you ever just been your fabulous self and you walk past some women and you can tell that they can't take, and you like, I didn't even do anything.
Or that handhold when they're with their man and then they start clutching extra hard.
Yeah.
That's how you
what?
Or try this. If you're a gay person out there and you feel like what I'm saying is Spanish, English, and French or whatever, like literally, I want you to go with your homegirl and get cool with her nigga. Not on some like, oh, I want to fuck your nigga. Just be cool with your nigga and see if she bring him around or see if the nigga start acting different. That's when I knew that bitches used to feel some type of way, because it was like, well, why? When I can't be cool with your nigga, or if your nigga cool with me, all of a sudden you think he gay?
Right.
Are you not intimidated by me?
Mm-hmm. They can't take.
And a lot of them are black.
You know what I mean? Now I will say, we talked about this before. Sometimes gay people will get out here and here's the thing. This is going to trigger a lot of people. And I feel like some women do feel away, because I'm going to start with this. Men typically do things that are, designed or for women to be successful at, I guess, whatever, like hair, makeup, things that are supposed to be like ladylike, nursing, whatever. But they can be straight men or gay men. Typically, a man does it better. And you'll have men that can do hair better than some women. You have men,
and it don't even require testosterone either.
You have men that can do makeup better. So a straight man probably won't say anything, but a gay man will let you know. Baby girl,
right?
Right. Okay.
Like, baby, this mama's like, I'm one of the girls too. Like,
they can't control it.
You can't fuck with me. And so that's when a girl be like, bitch, this faggot, this nigga thinks that he better than me. It's just like, well, no, girl, like, but I'm not your nigga. I'm one of the girls too. Right. So, bitch, and I don't look at you like, oh, girl, I gotta cater to you. Right. You know what I mean? Like, bitch, I'm looking for the nigga to cater to me. And I think a lot of women can't take that.
I feel like a lot of women can work off of their own stereotypes. So like, this is the stereotypical traditional man, so I project that onto every man, and then you expect certain things, you don't get that. Because there are nowadays, as gay men, we are closely aligned with you, a lot of times more closely aligned than you realize. And I feel like once we get to that point, then we can actually get somewhere. But if you're looking at us as competition, that's not going to happen. Like, it's not any good.
I'm going to do a quick segue real quick, because I got to tell y'all this story. So we was out, me and my boyfriend was out literally 2 days ago, and Fish was in the club, White Fish, and she was giving me the eye, like she wanted it, like she really she was giving her like slutty white girl vibe, like she really was like, because I was giving you the boy in the picture, okay?
Yeah.
So she, she was giving like, but and then we was at a mixy spot, so she kept following, but I'm like, girl, I'm not buying what you selling, like I'm okay, like she just kept pushing it on me, but I'm like, I'm not buying it. So we walked, do a circle around the club, you know what I mean, and she comes back. So this time I'm like, I'm gonna just let her talk to my nigga, because he's nicer. He'll go talk. I'm like, girl, I don't want to talk. I'm done. You're drunk. We're in the middle of a pandemic. You don't have a mask, girl. I don't want to talk.
Right.
So he's like, can you just leave, please? And whatever. And I guess she had said something, black boy, and he paid it. And then her friend came. He was the trade, and he was like, "Can you get your girl?" And he was like, because it was like his friend or something like that, her friend or something like that. And he was like, "All right, well, I'll get her." And he was like, "We gotta leave. Like they don't want us. They're like, girl, let's move. Right. They want us to move." And she was like, "Oh no, that's fucking black boy did." And she snatched him up by his neck like this, and like that motherfucker. And so my nigga had a Patron and fucking ginger ale, and bitch doused the so Miss Mamas was doused. She was appalled. She was appalled. And so we walked away, and then the straight guy kind of was like, "What's up?" And so I got in it because I needed him to understand. Listen, bitch, we're gay. I don't give a fuck, bitch.
Right.
Do not I'm not your nigga. I will slap you, bitch.
Right.
Bitch.
I'm a sissy. I will beat your motherfucking ass. I don't give a fuck. Don't touch me, bitch. You don't get no pass because you fish. I will slap the fuck out you. Do not put your hands on me, bitch. You're lucky that we wasn't some hood queens because the hood girl.
Okay,
the hood girls,
they don't play.
The hood girls would have beat her ass and robbed her.
Okay.
They'd have stopped her. So, but I think a lot of these girls, they think, because you're a man, they're gonna just choke you up, and you're just supposed to say, that's a woman. I get it, yeah, maybe, but you can't just. First of all, you don't go walk up to people putting your hands on somebody, and then just because you're a woman, do not walk up to no gay man and think that you're gonna be yanking them up and getting gagged when they slap you.
Mm-hmm. That's what my best friend did. Yeah. We went out to the club one time. She's a bigger girl, tall girl, maybe like 6'1", thicker, maybe like 200 pounds. I don't know. And at this time, so we're outside the club. I'm talking to an old friend from elementary school. He's like, Miles? I'm like, what? You from elementary school? And we're into a conversation. She pulls me. She's like, Miles, she's drunk. I'm like, yes, what's up, sis? Like, what's up? You see, I'm talking to someone. She's like, let me talk to you. I guess I wasn't giving her enough attention. And she just starts attacking me. When I tell you no one was looking, no one looked while she was attacking me until I did something. And then it was like, oh my gosh, like he pulled her to the ground and restrained her. Yeah, bitch, don't touch me. I don't care. And you're bigger than me too. You best believe. Like you hurt, you strong. Like just because you're, but I definitely do not want to hit a woman. I know I do have more strength than a woman. You know what I mean? I was still able to bring her to the ground, though she weighed more than me. I mean, she was drunk too. Right. But I didn't slam her to the ground. I slowly took her by the braids and brought her down slowly.
Took her by the braids.
Yes.
No.
Okay, took her by the braids.
Woo. But I mean, I definitely agree with you, Miles. Like, I think the key word is restrained. Like there's a difference between beating her ass and restraining.
Oh yeah.
But at the same time, though, I do feel like there are some women that do push that limit because they feel like, okay, I know he's a man, he can't touch me, this, and that. And so they'll push you, they'll touch on you, they'll put their finger up in your head. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like all kinds of stuff. Yes. So I feel like they need to work on that because you're going to catch one of them hood queens, like Armand said.
Okay,
it's gonna be done.
And it's gonna be more than a cocktail. Like them girls, like I know some girls that don't give a fuck. They fight fish, and I'm not one of them. But my thing is, you don't yank me up.
Yeah, don't
you know what I mean?
That behavior because you'll get yanked back.
Exactly. Yeah, I'll defend myself.
Yes, and then then you be like, you hit a woman, bitch, you hit me.
Right.
You hit me, right?
I don't.
It's
give
the entitlement women have.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Don't fucking put your hands on me, bitch. I don't give a fuck about you. I don't want to fuck you, bitch. I will slap the fuck out of you.
And that's it.
Y'all laughing like this ain't the truth.
It's
really
It is.
And me and her are still friends. She knows she was wrong.
After you snatched her up by her braids.
I didn't snatch her up. I pulled her. I didn't pull her hair either. I just made sure she knew she was going to the ground. I'm like, you're going to relax. Like,
okay.
And then
she still kept trying.
A white woman. Then you a white woman yanking me up.
Ooh, that's crazy. Right. A white woman? That's dangerous. That's dangerous.
She would have got away with that. She would have got away with that on your end.
Yeah, that's crazy. Like you white, bitch. You do. My thing is, and then on top of that, you don't know. I could have had my girlfriend there, my sister there. Okay. You know what I mean? And she. What if I would have had one of my homegirls there? Then the white girl would have got worked.
Right.
You know what I mean? So you just can't. But that's a whole nother.
And no one's trying to defend men. No one's trying to defend males. Like we were outside the club. No one was looking while she was trying to attack me, and I was running from her. As soon as I grabbed the sign by the club to try to lift it up because I was just so frustrated, but I didn't hit her. I just threw it to the floor. Okay, well, I guess that got some attention. But still, everyone was looking like I was crazy. This girl's attacking me.
Yeah, but men don't. But that's a whole nother conversation. But we can touch it a little bit. Men don't get us as gay men, especially gay men, we don't get protection at all when it comes to sexual abuse, when it comes to domestic abuse. It's just kind of like everybody feels like, oh, you guys are men. You guys, it's okay for you guys to beat each other's ass. And,
that's what you get for being in a man relationship.
You know what I mean? Like you guys are two men. You can fight each other. It's like, no, you can't. You know what I mean? Or a person that feels like they're getting beat up. It's like, you a man up, beat his ass. It's like that. It don't work like that. That's not always the reality.
Like what you want.
Yeah, and then it's like, just because you're a man, it's like if you get sexually assaulted, it's like, well, why would you let him do that? You're a man, or it's not that big of a deal.
Oh my
and it's like, I don't know. It's just like the double standards to me are just incredible. And this is why we have to have these groups for the LGBTQ, because there's not a space where people even give a fuck about these type of things. So these are what these groups are about. Not to be anti-women, not to be anti-straight people. It's more so to address the fact that we have issues and we need to protect ourselves, because nobody out here is going to do so.
Exactly.
That's a fact.
So that's just what it is for me. So yeah, child, we can take a couple of calls if anybody wants to come on here and give their opinion. But we're doing good for time. I want to keep it at an hour.
We're pretty good for time.
Let's try this. Copy, boom. Let's see. Okay, boom. Somebody said you are black first. But that's very much true. I'm very much so black first, but then I'm gay second. So we don't stop at being black first.
Right. But with the ostracizing, it doesn't feel like it sometimes. Sometimes it doesn't feel like I'm black first around
no, it doesn't.
certain people.
Let's be very clear. Right. There's times where I have to choose. I choose when I, especially even when I go to the gay clubs, especially in San Francisco, I have to decide: am I gay today or am I black today? Right. And I'm like, I shouldn't have to choose, because being gay is not a race or a color. Right. But even dealing with certain people,
you have to pick one or the other.
Yeah, am I the gay guy, or am I the black
guy today?
They see it as a whole tribe. Yeah,
right, right.
Which it is, but still.
Okay, let's see. Hey, what's going on, Gio?
Hey, what up, man? One thing I wanted to talk about, like a lot of the issues I've seen in the chat, is that the LGBT is bullying straight people, and I'm thinking like, we're not bullying any more than Black Lives Matter is. If you have an issue with LGBT standing up for their rights, you should not have an issue with white people saying nigger all the time. If you talk about freedom of speech, you know what I mean? Like you can't. Like, my issue with our people is that straight people like privilege. They don't want equal rights. They want privilege, and it is very frustrating to see. Even the black women, like I call them the Protect Black Women crew, where they always get offended anytime someone protects anyone but them. And so it's very disheartening, and it's upsetting when, even in our spaces, like the boys chat, we still have these black women that still feel the need to be ignorant when things are Googleable. You can find things, you can learn things. And the other thing is too, I feel like in the black community, they still believe that being gay is a choice. And I would say 90% of us who are gay, if there was a pill to be straight, there probably wouldn't be any gay black people at all.
Okay, I would have took it.
I'd have took the pill
a long time ago.
Yeah,
before I even knew.
Yeah, exactly. Like none of us wants to be gay. It's not.
But here's the thing. But you know what? And you can tell them that all day long. But they want to believe that this was a choice.
Yeah, it's a choice.
They want to believe that we chose this.
Yeah, and it's just like, are you guys stupid? Like, who would want to be? Because the other thing is that they don't understand that when we're gay, we get rejected from not only our blood family, we get rejected from our communities also. Because I've been in rooms where, like, I would walk in a room and I would be around straight black men, and sometimes the whole you guys can probably recognize it, but like the tone changes. Like the energy changes as to where they may not want to even speak to you anymore.
I feel like a lot of stereotypical black men, they feel like we want to sleep with them. Like, oh, you like men, so oh, there's a guy, so oh, he's gonna be attracted to me, so like let me back up, like those kinds of stereotypes.
But I feel like I feel like a lot of that comes from the women though, because a lot of men feel like they can't be cool with us because they're going to be perceived as gay. There's a lot more straight men that will fuck with me, but because they don't want the backlash of the women thinking that he's gay, they feel like they got to put on this tough suit.
And that is the root of it, is the black women, because regardless, black women dictate the household as far as the black community. They make things happen. They make changes. And so far, we have a lot of insecure black women around town that will not allow their black men to be themselves, which is why there's a standard of toxic masculinity in the black community. So I'm sorry if you women didn't want to hear that, but you guys are the root of a lot of the mistreatment that you get. You guys want these extra masculine black men, but with that comes a lot of problems: cheating, women, transgenders, a lot of things that you may not want. But you guys are dictating the negative energy that you are getting.
I mean, but usually when you are attracted to toxic masculinity, usually those toxic men are hiding something else. Like when somebody lies on such a far extreme, like for those men, there's a reason why they lie on that extreme. So when you're looking for those toxic masculine qualities, you're going to get a man that presents as a man but has other traits that you probably can't deal with because it's not balanced out with femininity. Every person has masculine energy and feminine energy, and if they don't know how to balance it well, it comes out bad on either end.
I mean, and this to me goes to another topic that I spoke about in the chat, is to where I said, hey, like black people are great, I love my people, but I didn't get a lot of like friendly like interactions or camaraderie from my own people. And it's something that I think is talked about, like, for example, when you see gay celebrities, gay black male celebrities, when they get big, they end up dating white men. And I attribute that also to the fact that in our community, we're not very welcomed, like sometimes, unless it's in the direct black gay community. Other than that, it's like we're not really accepted. But even in my own experiences, I'm closer to a lot of the white people in my life than black people. They've opened their homes, they're opened their doors, they've been there for me to where I couldn't even go to my own family. You know what I mean? My father said he hated me. You know what I mean? So it's certain things that I think people don't know about that happens to us, that they don't want to acknowledge or realize that being gay is not fun. It is not a happy life.
It's not just this big party, you know, that everybody sees on Instagram. It's just not just a party, makeup, gay sex, purses, and, you know, lipstick and high heels and drag queens. No, it's a fucking struggle.
Yeah, there's a struggle that comes attached to it. Like, you can't really recognize that unless you live through that, you know?
And again, like I was saying too, as far as even the work that I'm trying to do, like it's hard because I'm not this super extremist like freak show of a gay person that they can exploit, you know what I mean? And I'm not straight, you know? So many times, you know, I have to work 10 times harder just to get a little acknowledgement because, you know, like you said, straight people want privilege, and it's just like you have all the privilege. Like literally, straight people have the privilege to take our lingo, take our style, and guess what? We literally give it all to them, and they get all the credit for it. We're just behind the scenes. Like, you know what I mean? We create the stars, and they get all the credit.
Yeah, but yet they need a whole rights movement for straight people. It's like, you guys run the entire world. What? It's just idiotic.
I feel like it boils down to being fearful. Like you guys are fearful that we're gonna take
over.
Or right. So like they're gonna try to one up it to try to make it back to what they're comfortable with. I feel like it has a lot to do with just adjusting to the way that society is starting to run, you know. And I feel like for those that are resisting that, they're gonna create movements like that to try to like keep things the way that they are.
Like, oh, here's a prime example. And this is my girl, and I love her. And I've said this before, but I'm just speaking so people don't take this in a way of being shady. But T.S. Madison, she has a show. It's predominantly gay people. Now, do I think New York was there for the celebrity appeal? Yes. But two, why? Because she's straight. And it's kind of like, let's ease this transgender on the mainstream television, but we gotta introduce somebody straight so people will watch it. And it's like TS doesn't need fucking New York, but we always get that bullshit. Like we get that kind of. We always have to be aided in with somebody straight.
So like that's bullshit. On the cover?
That's bullshit to me. But you know what? When you say something like that, it's like nobody fucking gets it, and we shouldn't feel a way about it. We just got to shut the fuck up, tuck our tail, and just do what we want to do because we got to be accepted. We want to get in. You know what I mean? And we shouldn't be able to call that out. No, it's bullshit. And most straight people, men, women, black people, they're gonna act like that shit doesn't exist. They're gonna act like that we just run everything. We run Hollywood. We run this. But you guys are the consumers. A lot of you guys won't watch nothing when it's just gay people because you feel some type of way.
Yes. And that's another issue. Like for whatever reason, straight black women seem to think that transgenders are trying to replace them. And it's just like, how dumb are you? You cannot be replaced. You are a woman. You have a vagina. You will never be replaced. Like, how insecure and stupid are you to where you would think that transgender people are trying to replace you? Get real and just read a book. Just read a book.
Yeah. So thank you, Gil.
Thank you.
Appreciate you, Gil.
Thank you, Gil.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, so we got into some things today. I was really feeling some type of way about this topic because I'm just like, chow, because it's like all of a sudden, I just don't like the narrative being spent that straight people can't have an opinion. I know sometimes it does feel like that way. I'm not going to say all the time, but it's for me, it's where it's rooted at, and then it's the source that's saying it. And every time you get into the source. Yes, Sean. When you look at the source, it's really the source for me because once you really get into it, you understand. Oh wait, she was compared to a trans.
Right. Like her headspace. Like
her boyfriend was DL.
Right.
I get it.
Right.
Oh wait, her son might be gay. Oh,
her son might be gay.
No, I'm just saying.
Oh,
these are just like you're afraid, you know what I mean? She might feel like she has a gay son. There's just a lot of different variables.
I can see my mom doing that.
You know what I mean?
Going on live, talking about her son. Well, there shouldn't be gay people allowed, and she know I'm gay at home. My mom sees shit like that. Oh my gosh! So that's why I thought it was real.
Okay, let's go. We got one more. Okay. Yes. Hey, Deborah, what's going on?
Hi, Deborah.
Hi.
What's up, Deborah?
I've been chatting away in the comments. So don't attack me or anything, but I'm coming from a genuine place.
Okay.
When it comes to the word fish, can you please, because it's conflicting information on these YouTube streets. What is a fish? Can you please explain what that is? Because a lot of straight black women find that offensive. So if you could define, is that a negative when you refer to a straight black woman as a fish, or is it just like a term of endearment? Please define that.
Okay, so the fish conversation. Yeah, so Fish started with Neek at Night, who is known to be very controversial. So of course she took it, and that's my girl. But I know her, and I know her angles. She comes from an offended place when it comes to stuff like that. So she came from a place where she felt like fish is a bad thing. Fish stinks. Now I'm gonna be honest with you. Fish was never supposed to be a word or term that you even knew of because it wasn't for you, not you, but or in a sense about you in a negative way. Fish to me is the epitome of a woman. It's softness. It's the essence of a girl. Like, you know what I mean? Transgenders, drag queens. When you're feeling your cunt, you like to feel like fish. Like it's a compliment to be called fish.
Compliment, right?
That's just like the word. It's the same thing as saying, "Oh, her face is beat." It's not. You can be like, "Well, why are you saying my face is beat? Like it's beat up?" No, it's not. Your face is not beat up. It's beat like it's stamped. What does that mean? Like it's done. It looks good. Like it's beat. Like it looks good. That's the same thing as fish. You know what I mean? It's like it's a bad bitch. Yes. It's fish, or it could fish can be used derogatory. I'm gonna give you the both.
Bacterial vaginosis, okay.
And if we were saying sauerkraut, that'd be something different.
Sauerkraut.
No. So it only gets to that term when little mama does her digs, so you be like, girl. So then you add the undertone to it's all about it's all about intention. So then you add that, you know how fish can get though. Fish can get messy, and fish will try it. That's when you like because it's the context. Because sometimes my friends will be like, you can't trust because fish will try it. Fish will feel some type of way. Right. That's when it comes like, oh, okay, girl. Yeah, she's and it's not even like her pussy stink. It's like, she's one of those homophobic girls. Fish gets in their bag, bitch, and fish will get messy because she can't take. You know what I mean? But then it's just like, but then you see her, even if you see a pretty queen, like if like Miles the other week had on one, his blouse, it's his vegan, his vegan, that was fishy, bitch. That was very tuna, bitch. That was fish, bitch. That was tilapia. Yes, that was pussy, bitch. That was cunt. You know what I mean? Like she was giving me very tuna, bitch. It was very much so that, and that's everything, bitch. She had popped on here. And in her satin tuna cot look, you know what I mean, and gave a look. When you know what I mean? That's what it means.
When I think of the word, sorry, Deborah.
Go ahead.
Oh, when I think of the word fish, I always think of the movie Shark Tale. Remember Angelina Jolie's character? I always think of this beautiful, majestic fish, like just a feminine creature in the ocean. Like, do you see the way fish move in the ocean? They're beautiful. Fish really don't stink until we take them out of their homes. You know what I mean? Okay. And I feel like words really are neutral, and everything's neutral until you give it meaning. And for everyone, it means something different. Like I even hear in the Jamaican culture, I believe in the Jamaican culture, they use it in a derogatory way.
They do.
Yeah, so I'm aware of that.
Well,
me too.
Like I do want to say it's like
when I think about it, Ariel is a fish. A lot of Maya, one of those most sickening transgender.
That's what I was about to say. It ties into transgender. It really comes from it's really a gay word, a gay term that comes from a transgender woman who looks like Armand said, really feminine, but it did come from gay culture. And so like a transgender woman, if you were to walk past her and you wouldn't know, that she was transgender, you know what I'm saying? Like she's fish, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like you know what I'm saying? That it was really a gay term that kind of got turned into a really good compliment for, you know what I'm saying?
I feel like you can use it in any kind of extreme.
It's a compliment either way though.
Are y'all offended if we use it? If a straight black woman uses it, would you be offended? Because y'all said that, we tend to steal y'all lingo and make money off of it. Like Nene Leakes and, a bunch of other people. And so,
example,
I think it's good to talk about this instead of just going at it. Because a lot of people in the comments on not just this video, but various videos, we get offended as quote unquote straight black women when we hear that term, because we think about it from a medical standpoint. See, like what you described today, I didn't know that. I was thinking about it like I said, bacterial vaginosis, which can have it smelling like fish down there, literally.
This is what it looks like. If you're looking at the screen and you see Amaya Sky, all her girlfriends told her, bitch, this is fish. This is tuna, bitch. This is the transgender, but bitch, she's the mermaid, bitch. This is fish. This is cunt, bitch. This is fish.
Okay, all right.
It sounds funny to use because it's kind of a word that, like I said, came from the gay community. So it's kind of for by us, for us, kind of. So you know what I'm saying? So I can see that, but it originally wasn't even for the cisgendered women, but it's became so broadened.
I feel like now, if you're educated on what it means, even right now with the description of what it means and you're using it appropriately, I don't feel like it's a problem. And it is a compliment. It is a compliment for the most part. Yeah.
And you don't get to, and my thing is not you, but the people, you don't get to take pieces of the vocabulary. We have a whole lingo. So you don't get to take. And so when the fish conversation got brought up, I think somebody used that in a way to start a controversial conversation, honestly, because we have very much so you guys are, now everybody is spilling tea. Bitch, where the fuck did that came from? Everybody's throwing shade. That came from us.
Right. Y'all nobody else trademarking stuff. Y'all better start trademarking.
But it wasn't, that came from
it's just the respect thing.
All this honestly stems from ballroom. You know what I mean? It's tea. It's shade. It's trade. It's fish. You know what I mean? Ballroom. It's gagging. Right. Let's be clear. And all these straight women, they're gagging now. They're sipping tea. They're spilling tea. Let's be very clear. So you don't get to take certain things and feel offended by when there's a whole vocabulary out there that people pick and choose and want to use when they want to make money or monetize or whatever off of. But then don't try to be offended by something that you know nothing about. Why would we sit around we just be calling women, stinking tuna? Like, that doesn't even make any sense. So the how that conversation got started already came from a place of trying to start some shit. Because why would that be your first interpretation of fish? Who would sit around? Why would gay men sit around and bash women about their pussy stinking? If that's the case, we use words. It's not just fish that we use. We use pussy. We use cunt. We use tuna. We use tilapia, bitch. Like, if you're going to talk about it, talk about it. Or don't talk about it at all. Don't try to. And I feel like that conversation got started because people were trying to gaslight.
Okay, well, I found out about it. I don't watch Nick at Night. I don't have anything against her. I just don't watch her content. I'm sure it's great, but it came to me like I got offended through comments in a chat, not this chat, but just like some other chat, and then I kind of ran with it based on the way they. So that's the way it starts. It's in the chat section. So that's great. I really appreciate y'all like being clear on that. Another thing I want to comment on is the little mama situation. So I know, y'all are saying that she's transphobic and all of that. I will give her this. She has been consistent on whatever you want to call her.
She's still on her shit.
She's been very consistent. And I don't think she wants to learn more, in terms of like,
that's what I said.
I don't think she does. So I don't even think she cares that people are upset at her. I literally
that's just genuinely her. Like, I think it's genuinely how she is.
Yeah. So so that anyway. So it was great to hear what y'all thought about that.
I think she realized that there's a market that a lot of people feel some type of way about gay, and I feel like anybody knows there's a market for that right now. There's a market to say these gay, these trans, we can't say anything. There's a market, and then it's a bigger market to be against than to be for.
Yeah.
There's a market.
I also feel that ties back into like her own experiences too. So of course she's going to lean into the market that's the opposite of what she doesn't like. I'm sure there are people. I mean, we all know people call her Bow Wow. People think she looks like a man. So as a result, she's going to lean into the market that is the opposite of what she wants to like. She doesn't want to identify as a man, so she's going to go in the opposite direction. Like, I don't like gays. I don't like this and that. Like, I don't like trans because she wants to identify as a woman because people keep trying to discredit her as one.
And what do y'all? Oh, I'm so sorry.
No, go ahead.
Do you think that's okay for people to call her Bow Wow, which is kind of saying she looks like a man? Do you think that's okay, or do you think that that's calling it even based on the things she said about trans and gay people? Do you think it's wrong?
I think she looks like little Bow Wow.
I think it's accurate. I mean, she does look like little Bow Wow, but it doesn't mean you have to look like a man. There's plenty of people that look like their siblings, but their sibling is a brother or a sister. Like, it just is what it is. But maybe she's taken that context, or maybe she's gotten some messages from other people where they're like, okay, yo, you look like a man. That's why I'm saying that. But she does. She looks like little Bow Wow.
But then she looks more masculine than she does feminine, though. I'm going to be honest with you.
Well,
I
feel like lately, like she has really been looking more feminine, though.
Little Mama
I just think she has strong features. Like,
you think she's beautiful?
Like that jaw. Like a Jocelyn.
I feel like now she's becoming a lot more beautiful. I feel like once she started once she did the TLC movie, like I feel like after that she started to get more glam and stuff like that. And I do think that she's attractive, she's pretty, she's androgynous. I feel like she has more of an androgynous look.
But I hate to say I hate to say this, but like I would be curious to know what she thinks about that being called or referred to Bow Wow. She may think it's a joke. She may laugh along with it. So she may not agree with it. But I'd be curious to know what she thinks about that. Because generally, women do not want to be referred to as looking as a male.
Mm-hmm. And they don't want to be referred to as that, but some of them look very strong, and they do have very. And it's not even that here's the tea. Here's the tea. If we normalize transgenders being women, then it's okay, because there's a lot of cisgendered women out here that look like trans.
Okay.
They do. No, some of them are strong. Like, honestly, some of them are built up and look like trans and drag like very. Okay.
They have more athletic,
no, they're very glamorous,
strong features,
very
but they're still glamorous.
Yeah.
So you're getting the androgyny,
So you're looking like a trans.
But some people are attracted to people with like whatever
women.
you're referring to it as strong features. Some people are attracted to that, just like some people are attracted to more feminine features. So
Lil Mama has feminine features.
Yeah,
They're just very strong. Aren't these the feminine features that trans women go after? Don't they be looking like that?
I would say the jaw and the cheekbones. That right there is the features.
And the shoulders.
And okay, the shoulders too. They look a little shaved, but it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think that she's ugly. I don't think she's unattractive.
No way.
She's androgynous.
Nowhere near.
Yeah, I don't think she's ugly either. She's just not my type of girl. Like, she's just not my type of girl. But like, she's not ugly, but she ain't just drop dead sickening either.
But I think where I'm trying to go with that, and that's all y'all's opinion, I get it, but I think we should separate her looks from what she's saying that's offensive, because she may be wrapping it into one. Like, these are, like the backlash she's gotten. And I'm sorry, this may be controversial. I thought it was funny what she said to Jack A. I'm sorry.
Oh, I didn't see what she said to Jack A. What did she say?
You've got to read that.
Oh, because the lip gloss wasn't popping?
Yeah, and you've just got to read her response. It's comical to me. So anyway, I think we should just separate the way she looks from what she's saying. I don't know.
We weren't talking about we weren't talking about the way she looked at all. We were talking about the fact that she was starting a group to try to say that gay people, anytime a straight person has an opinion, gay people holler homophobia, and we bully them into being silent. I don't want to make this a looks and features and thing, because it's easy to get down that rabbit hole.
It is, and
so that's not what we were saying.
Okay, so you're against the heterosexual group that she wants to start.
I'm against the undertone of pushing this narrative that straight people can't say whatever they want to say. They have no rights to have an opinion, and gay people are these big bad bullies whenever you disagree with them. I'm against that.
Do y'all feel, okay, I'm not trying to be controversial. Do y'all feel the same way in reverse towards straight people?
Explain.
You're going to have to explain that.
So do y'all feel like straight people, like discriminate against y'all? Y'all feel like y'all don't have a voice. Y'all can't say what you want to say out here. There's always backlash when you say something from straight people. Do you feel the polar opposite of what she's?
No, I don't feel that way 100%. I feel that I live in a straight society, so I have to conform every single day when I wake up. So there doesn't need to be a special group for straight people. Straight people is the normal. Like, straight people are considered normal. We are considered not normal, so we have to conform every single day. So you don't need a group. You have the whole universe.
Mm-hmm.
We have.
That's how it began. That's how it started. Yeah.
Yeah, I think she's just trolling, but I really do. I think it's just a troll method or whatever she's doing.
That's what these fools do.
I feel like it's her last.
They don't follow her with it.
It's her last attempt. I mean, because her artistry isn't already recognized. People really don't respect her in the rap community like that. Like, let's be honest. So, I mean, maybe this is her last attempt at trying to gain some kind of clout. That's just how I feel about that. Like, but at the same time, it has to come from a place. Just being the person that she is, what people have said to her, which I mean is unfortunate. But at the same time, you don't have to take it out on the whole community. Individualize it to that person that maybe sent you that message, or they said that thing to you. It doesn't have to be about that community, And
that's how I feel about like how gay people view straight people. Just avoid generalizations, like those ignorant people that you encounter who are just ignorant and they don't like you because of your sexuality, what you were born as. Deal with them on a personal level. I just hate the generalizations.
You know what? I think the only thing that kind of offends me when it comes to straight people, and I'm trying to think, at what moment do I feel like when a straight person has an opinion, do I get the most upset where I'm just like, you're homophobic? Because you can have an opinion without being homophobic, but it's the
too personal.
No, it's the conversations for me that they want to harbor in on. This is a choice. If you're having a conversation, if you, Deborah, you ask me right now, did I choose this? And I tell you, this was honestly not a choice. And you keep telling me that this is a choice. Now it's bigger than you trying to understand. Yeah. You're trying to tell me what it is because you feel some type of way. Like, are you here? You know what I mean? Like, is your opinion based in? Are you having these questions and opinions for understanding, or you just want to put this narrative out there for your own comfortability? You know what I mean? Like, which one is it? And so that's kind of where it gets confusing to me, because straight people like to try to tell me that this is the choice, and they're, the world is being pushed on the youth and things like that. And it's just kind of like, well, I just get up every single day and try to be the best me possible. And I know that's what most of us try to do.
I think that's rooted in a religious beliefs like that. Yeah. It just screams religious. I don't know what Little Mama's religious background is, but we, most of us on this call have interactions with Christians or Christian church, Black Christian church, whatever sector you Baptist, believe in. So I think that's a huge part of that kind of the way they speak at you. I think it's coming from that place. Doesn't make it right, but I'm just saying I think it's religious based. I'm not religious, but I think it's religious based when you get those kind of, you weren't born this way. You chose
now,
it.
You did say something that was interesting in the comments. You said you're Black first.
Yes.
So a little bit of that. See, that's that homophobia for me.
See, what I meant by that, when I say Black first, I'm not denying that you're gay. And you said you acknowledge, you said, yeah, you're Black first, but you're gay second. You acknowledge that. So
exactly.
I agree with you. That's all it is. I agree with that.
But what did that have to do with it? Like, we get that we're Black. That's not the problem.
Because my personal experiences, and see, this is my personal experiences, with gay people that are Black.
True. Let's get to it.
They tend to kind of, like, whenever I talk about Black issues or anything Black, I've been not chastised, but kind of corrected, or not corrected, but they will say something like, but I'm gay and I go through this and that. And I'm looking at this person, I'm like, you're Black as well. Like, you're probably being discriminated against because you're Black and because you're gay, or it could be just because you're Black and not because you're gay, or it could be just gay. I mean, it could be a assortment of things. So when I say Black first, it was just me blurting that out.
But you see where the problem is. Now, if I told you, if you were on your Black woman thing, right, and I'm just like, well, you're a woman, you're Black, you could be discriminated about anything. Would you want me to downplay the fact that, no, I'm a dark skinned, if this is your picture, Black woman that goes with natural hair, this is my problem. And you have somebody trying to tell you that it could be other things. Like, I'm telling you what the problem is. I understand what everything else is. You don't have to tell me, not you, but you don't have to tell me that I'm Black. You don't have to tell me what you think it could be, because I'm telling you, I live this every day. So listen to me when I'm telling you, as a Black gay man, it's the part that me being gay today is the issue. I don't need you to try to tell me that it's because I'm Black or I'm a man. I understand that, but that's not what I'm telling you. I feel like
it's more so like the microaggression, kind of like what Armand is saying. Like, a lot of times it really is there in between the lines, but then people start looking at, oh, well, maybe it's because I'm Black, or maybe it's because I'm this or that. No, it's because you're gay. And a lot of times they'll put it in plain sight, but it'll be like that undertone kind of stuff.
Right.
Like you said, microaggressions. But the way I lead my life, I view myself through a Black lens. I don't think about my sexuality. And I think that's what you were kind of saying is,
you don't have to.
Yeah, it's like that privilege thing. I don't feel privileged, but that I can't say that because I'm not gay, from that point. But I do look at things through a Black lens, because I get discriminated based on being Black most of the time. And then woman is maybe, but most of the time it's Black. So when I say Black first, that's the way I lead my life. But because that's the primary way I get discriminated against, is from being Black.
But I think But I think we can all understand that kind of. But I think the conversation that needs to be had, honestly, is what we were having kind of is within our own community.
Right.
So we're all Black. So we're not discriminating against each other for being Black, right?
The colorism piece is kind of, but not from literally being Black, but the darkness or lightness of the skin is a huge issue. So that's why people attack you, Armand, because when you say things about a Black woman's looks, I guarantee you straight Black women look for, okay, how dark or how light she is. And then if she's dark skinned, you probably will get backlash that you're colorist.
Well, I feel like that's their fault though, because once you start whittling down, like, yes, and we all acknowledge, just like you, that we were all Black, and that was the first thing that we acknowledged, and there'd be more unity. But once we start breaking down our individual differences, which we all have, it's going to start separating us. So when you start to whittle down what everybody else's differences are, that's your fault when you start to discriminate. You know what I'm saying? So I'm glad that you do lead with Black first, because that lets you know, like, the lens that you're operating off of, which is Black. So you see every other Black person is being connected to you. You know what I'm saying? Whereas some people don't carry that.
And so and that's what I was coming from. I wasn't trying to be like offensive or microaggressive or anything like that.
I don't feel that way, but I like that you brought that up, because that goes into our little mama conversation, right? So I can't, just as though straight people feel like they can't say anything about gay people, I cannot say a dark-skinned woman is not cute to me because all of a sudden I'm a colorist. And then when I show you that I'm not a colorist, then no, you're not a colorist, you're a featurist. You know what I mean? So now, like, so no. But
it's the drama aspect. People like drama. That's why we're here. We like drama. So
but you see how it goes. So it's just like, so. But listen. Now, had this been a biracial Black woman or a light-skinned Black woman, we could drag her all day.
Yes.
We could drag her left and right, but because she's dark-skinned, right, or brown-skinned, she has to be celebrated at every nook and cranny, even if she's wrong. And the minute that you don't, you're a colorist or a feature. Or then don't let her have Western features. Because if she has the Western features, then you're a featurist, because it's like, okay, this person has a bigger nose than this one. Well, okay, they're both dark skinned, but her nose is a little bit more slanter. So you got to be a featurist now because her nose is a little bit more spread. Like, it's just a bunch of BS for me. You know what I mean? So my thing is this. I'm Black. My nigga's Black. You know what I mean? My family's Black. But my thing is, it is what it is. I don't have to think everybody is cute. Everybody is pretty. Now you will have, and I've lived my life in a space to where I'm not going to pander. You know, a lot of people that I notice, even that do this type of work, yes, I probably would be a lot further. I probably would have a lot more subscribers if I went and scrolled through the blogs and seen what the popular opinion was, seen that everybody was Team Moji and then came on here and was like, I'm Team Moji. Because that's what a lot of these people do. You don't get the truth. They pander to the popular opinion. I can't do that. You know, I'm not going to do it. And so if I think she's ugly, she's ugly. And then it's starting to show now that her personality is not ugly. I mean, her looks are not ugly. Now we're starting to see that she has a very nasty personality.
I have see, that's that thing. Like, you know how you said that you're gay second. You admitted that. You say gay second, you're Black first.
Well, it's not to admit. It's just the reality. I don't have to admit anything. Yeah,
I misspoke there.
I feel like if somebody if there was a light-skinned woman that had OG's personality, you know what I'm saying, she would be broadcasted as being aggressive and angry. But because of where we're at right now, with her having her personality and all the different things that we're trying to learn how to celebrate, I feel like that's where that fight starts to come in. Like, okay, well, she is Black, you know, she is probably the most natural of a Black woman that we would get in this kind of society. So people want to defend her, but then the way she comes across, like, yo, this personality, if this was put on anybody else, like, she would be aggressive, she would be mean. So it causes kind of like that confusion.
And I hear what you're saying, but my personal opinion, I think Evelyn Lozada is a nasty personality. You know, what she's done on this.
I mean, she can't.
But I think the root of it, in terms of the colorist argument, and Armand, you get this backlash quite a bit, is dark-skinned women do experience discrimination. And so that acknowledging that is real is great. But so that, I think you're getting a lot of backlash from people who've experienced that as well. So that is a thing. So yeah, you don't have to find everybody attractive just to be PC. You know, there's people that are attractive, people aren't attractive. I think it's just, like I said, the drama aspect. You know, people. You can.
But I feel like there wouldn't be so much outlet. I don't feel like there would be so much outrage for this topic if people deep down knew. I mean, the people didn't really feel deep down that she's not that cute, because they don't feel this way for Jen. They don't feel this way for Malaysia. There's not that. Y'all know that OG is not
for
that
Kristen.
Cute.
You know what I'm saying?
It's like, so deep down, people know that she ain't the cutest out the bunch, but they gotta. You know, it's this, it's that, but it's like, girl, you know, that's.
Well, I think that's why they're going so hard, I guess, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think you're getting people who experience discrimination as a dark-skinned woman. I'm a dark-skinned woman, and I have had colorist experiences within the Black community. I've experienced that throughout high school, middle school. I got teased. They call me darky, blackie. They call me an African booty scratcher. That was harmful. I wanted to commit suicide at one point.
Right. So, and not to compare, but imagine, this is why we have these spaces though. Imagine being called all of that, because I'm Black too. Remember, I'm Black first. And guess what? I'm second. A fag, a sissy, and a queer. But see, nobody gives a fuck about that. It's like, you're a man. Get over it. We don't want to talk about that. That's not a problem. No. I'm an African booty scratcher just like you. I'm a nigger too. I'm dark skinned too. But then on top of that, I'm a faggot ass African booty scratching nigger.
Yeah, they just add some more things onto the
show. Punk ass or a sissy ass,
like a bitch ass.
Yeah,
but see, we don't. Nobody gives a fuck, because just like you were saying, guess what? You're Black first. That's the narrative that comes from our people. So you guys are not hearing the other piece, because it's like, well, you're not a woman. We got issues. I'm a Black woman. It's hard. It's harder for me. This is not a comparison.
When in terms of comparison, I'll be honest, I do feel like Black men do have the worst in society, whether you're gay or straight. So when people start talking bad about Black men, I come for their throat, because y'all deal with enough as it is. But yeah, so I just think we need to, I really appreciate this conversation.
Thank you.
And I have to go, but
okay. Yeah. Okay. Bye,
I've been
Bill. Bye.
A long time. Bye.
Okay. So we're going to wrap it up.
T-Ray face. I'm looking at her face. Come on.
Okay. First,
somebody know.
Everybody. Hello. Secondly, it's a great topic. And thirdly, I feel like too often when we're having discussions like this, everybody gets off the damn topic. We need to get back to center.
Okay.
I cannot force my opinion on you, and you can't force your opinion on me. And I think in we're having these type of conversations, we got to be open first to a difference of opinion. That's first. Mm-hmm. And then secondly, we do all have to understand that we in this shit together, whether you gay, straight, or indifferent. We all Black. And if me and Armand or me and Miles in the car in the wrong neighborhood and a white cop comes to us, guess what? I'm not going to get preferential treatment because I'm a Black woman. Miles or Armand ain't going to get preferential treatment because they a Black gay man. We could both get shot and killed. So for me, I wish we would get rid of this disconnect. Get rid of the disconnect, because it's not benefiting anybody. So the fuck what if somebody is gay and you don't like it? What the hell does that have to do with you? You know what I'm saying? Like, J. Cole, one of my favorite rappers, he said a line that I really wish everybody would apply to their life. What you eat doesn't make me SHIT, and who you FUCK don't make me come. So that is my issue when we have these type of conversations, and I have plenty of, friends that fall under the LGBTQIA umbrella. And whether I agree or disagree with them, it's not my position for me to tell them how to present themselves or how to walk in this life. My position is to love them as a friend unconditionally and be there for them. Period. I don't have to agree with what you do in your life.
Yes.
I just want to be here for you. That is my problem with us as Black people. We get so stuck on, I don't like you because you gay. I don't like you because you dark skinned. Bitch, we all Black.
No, but this is the biggest one. And we got to stop shaming men for dealing with transgender women.
I agree. I agree with that, because here's the thing. My opinion on that is this. A man could sit here and tell you he ain't never had sex with a trans woman and be lying to your damn face. A man could tell you that all he sleeps with is trans women and be lying to your face. So the reality of the situation, you don't know what nobody is doing. Real talk, you don't. And who they slept with yesterday, what does that have to do with them sleeping with you today? You know what I'm saying? So I feel like let people be, real talk, let people be who they're going to be. And if you rock with it, rock with them. If you don't, then don't. But all this shaming and all this, I'm going to cancel this person because they, girl, bye. And boy, bye.
I think within the Black community,
that's my issue with all of this. I don't. If you sleep with trans women, fine. Because honestly, like Armand said earlier, I'm gonna flip it. But it's to his point. There are some. Listen, I have a best friend who's trans. Okay, and when I first saw her, you can tell me she wasn't. Where's the camera? You can tell me she wasn't this. And I personally don't have a problem.
And that's real. That's real. That's the real. That you used it right.
Yeah, I don't have an issue with nobody calling me fish. I do have an issue with that term cisgender, but that's a whole other conversation for another day. But there are trans women who you couldn't tell, and there are, I guess, biological women, if that's the right term, who you would think were trans. That's just aesthetic. That's not demeaning. Everybody's so sensitive, and we got to chill with that. And come to the table and be ready to have these type of conversations that y'all are having because they're necessary. And we got as a Black community, we got a lot of work to do. And we got to stop letting things separate us. That's just like when Armand be talking about OG or any of the YouTubers talk about OG. Now, mind you, I don't watch the show, so what I say may come off a little ignorant, but follow me. I'm about to bless you. Here's the thing. Everybody has a physical preference. If somebody says, they don't like OG because she's just not attractive. That doesn't make them colorist. That means they don't like OG's aesthetic. I think this colorist argument that's coming up, people like to try to put a term on you when you go against their opinion. That's dumb and it's naive and it's very immature.
But then too, I'm a person that goes against the grain, so it benefits people. It benefits you to come at me because I set myself up for people to be pissed, so then other people can monetize off of that. So that's another conversation. But we got to keep it moving. So I got to let you go. Okay, thank you so much.
Have a good one.
Bye. All right. So everybody else is only going to get 10 seconds. So get it out. Okay, Alisa, let's go.
I just want to say that it upsets me how judgmental Little Mama is, and I just want to say to you guys, I really have enjoyed watching all of the boys' chats. I've watched all of them, and what I really think the Black community needs to see is you guys continue to do this, but what I haven't seen on the boys' chat that I would really, really, really love to see is you guys have a panel or a discussion with other like straight male Black men YouTubers and get a discussion, because I really think the key that a lot of people are not talking about for our community is to bring, because you know how our Black community is, the men are the head and women are the neck. If Black gay men and Black straight men can come together and get an understanding, I really think that we will be able to come together. There will be a lot of less all this secrecy and all this other stuff that's going on in our community with sexuality. I think all of that will come, to a head. I really think you guys really need to collaborate with some straight male Black YouTubers. I think you guys are going to get a lot of views with that. I think it's going to literally change the world. I know that sounds so cliche, but I just want to say I love you guys.
Who do you think we should collab with?
That was a good idea. That's dope.
No, I've been waiting to just get on here and say this to you, Armand, for a very long time, because since the first episode, I was like, damn, excuse me, I just like, dang, I want to see you guys get on here with a bunch of straight Black men and you guys just really hash it out. Get all of your
I think we should.
And I would love to be a moderator if given the opportunity. But if not, I will be there and I will be staying tuned.
So who do you think we should do it? Who do you think? What straight Black YouTubers you think that? Who? Throw out some names. We'll look them up.
That's a great question, Armand. I wish some people would put some ideas in the comment. I'm here to just throw that out there. I wish I had all the answers. I wish I could just give you off the cuff some answers like that, but I really don't have any. But I know the four of you are going to come up with some good people. I mean, hopefully people are hearing this. Some straight guys on YouTube are watching this and they reach out to you guys, because this is a conversation that we need to have. And if you guys collaborate and get this panel going, I just know like this is going to be a life-changing thing for our community. And I want you guys not to just have one episode. I want it to be like a series or something that you guys continue to do this, because I love Black men and I'm a straight Black woman and my brother is gay. My best friend is gay. Listen, I have no bone in my body or hate from anybody. Race, sexuality, like that's none of my business. I don't care. I look at people as human beings and your spirit and your energy and your personality. And I think that, you know, the way that a lot of Black people, damn, I know I only had 10 seconds, but a lot of the way that we were raised in our community, like there's been a lot of old ways that needs to end. Like I don't even listen to the elders in my family because I'm smart enough to know now, like all that old ways of saying things and talking about people, it's just, it's done, it's dried up, it's throw it away in the trash. We are the new generation. Y'all are the new generation. Our children are the future, and we really need to change the narrative of our community, because everybody's getting into financial empowerment and relationships and all this hypergamy and high status this and all this other stuff. Like we are leveling up. And what you guys are doing on the boys chat, I love it. And I've been beyond 10 seconds. And I just want you guys to do that. Like, if y'all don't do it, I'm going to be mad.
Thank you.
Everybody put some comments in the chat about who should be on the panel, please, because I want to see something good. And I know it's going to be great. Thank you so much for letting me say that, Armand. I love you guys.
No, I appreciate it. Thanks for the good idea. All right, guys. So if you didn't get through, please come back next time. We are going to have to. No, I hope I didn't ban her. I think I banned her.
No. Oh shit!
Oh shit! I gotta undo that. Sorry. We'll do it on another link. I think I kicked her from the damn studio. Shit. Sorry. I'll fix that. I have to do better. But that was a good thing.
That was a good idea. That's a great idea.
Mm-hmm. All right, guys. Well. This was another great episode. We went a little bit over, but we still stayed under 2 hours.
Yes. We did, you know.
It was a pleasure, fellas.
We could have kept going.
All right, y'all. So I'm tired.
Me too.
It's July. I can see it all in your face. You look like you was dying.
I only got
slowly.
like 2
I
hours
gotta get him
last
out of
night.
here because he's dying slowly.
And you can see it all in my face. I tried to show up.
Like he is dying slowly. I'm like, I gotta get him out of here. All right, y'all. It's been another episode of the Boys Chat. I love you all for watching. Where can they find you?
I'm on Instagram at Jelon right here. It's like that.
And you can find me Miles_Spears on Instagram and Twitter. Miles Spears on YouTube. Miles at the Matrix on YouTube as well. My social commentary channel from my higher perspective, my personal higher perspective. I just posted a video on the true definition of being non-binary and what that truly means. Beyond gender, bigger than gender. Go wake yourself up. Much love.
And you guys can check me out on Instagram at @IAM_Sean Christopher. And stay tuned for the magazine interview that I have going on for Color Block as well. I can reveal more of that once it's out. But yeah, @IAM_Sean Christopher.
All right. And you guys know where you guys can find me everywhere, all across your social medias at The Armand Wiggins Show. And until next time, I want you guys to keep that same energy. And we'll see you soon. Peace out.